Good morning, students of St. Michael's, class 12. This is the third class of costing and taxation, and we were studying income from house property, category 1, that is property let out throughout the year. There are three other categories which we'll study later. So, as per the format, we had studied how to calculate gross annual value. We had studied that what are the rules for deducting municipal taxes, and net annual value is arrived by deducting municipal taxes from gross annual value. The further steps in the format of income from house property is deduction under section 24. There are two deductions mainly, standard deductions and interest on loan. Both of them are quite easy. So let's discuss them one by one. But before that, we had some examples to be solved for the municipal taxes illustrations. So let's give a quick revision of how municipal tax is to be charged. So municipal tax is to be charged on the basis of payment. It does not matter for which year I am paying municipal taxes. If I am paying in the previous year, I'll get the deduction for that amount. Suppose in 2020 I am paying municipal taxes for 2019 and 2021. So I'll get the deduction of all the 3 years 19, 20, and 21. Secondly, it must be paid by the owner. If the tenant pays the municipal taxes, then the owner will not be allowed deduction for municipal taxes. Suppose the total municipal taxes is 10,000 and 4,000 is paid by the tenant, then only 6,000 will be allowed as deduction. Thirdly, all taxes levied by state local authority are allowed. All types of access, water, electricity by local authority are allowed. However, taxes by state government are not allowed as deduction. Lastly, any interest or penalty is not allowed. Suppose if you make a late payment of municipal taxes and you are obliged to pay interest or penalty, then the interest or penalty will not be allowed as deduction. Moving on to the illustrations, this one was already done. Total municipal taxes for previous year 1920 10,000, out of which 6,000 is paid and 4,000 outstanding. So when we do the sums, less municipal taxes only 6,000 because 4,000 has not been paid on. Why? Because municipal taxes are deducted on payment basis. So you should copy this in your notebook. Next, during the previous year, Mr. X paid municipal taxes 10,000 in 1890, 20,000 in 1920 and 5,000 in 2021. So the total amount of deduction will be 20,000, right? Wrong. The total amount of deduction will be 10,000 plus 20,000 plus 5,000, which comes to 35,000. As I told you, it does not matter whichever year I am paying municipal taxes. If I am paying it in this year, I'll get the deduction. So rupees 35,000 shall be allowed as deduction. Along with the solution, it will be very good for you if you write the explanation. It will help you to remember it. The explanation will be that uh, municipal taxes are deducted on payment basis, and it is irrelevant of what year are we paying, or what year municipal taxes the assessee is paying. Okay, the next one, this is a compiled sums. So municipal taxes paid, outstanding. So the paid amount is 30,000, outstanding amount is 20,000. So deduction allowed will be 30,000, right? Next, water taxes paid to KMC. So we have to judge whether this deduction will be allowed or not. So KMC, Kolkata Municipal Corporation, is a local authority. So all taxes levied by local authority are allowed as deduction. So 5,000 over here. Deduction allowed 5,000. 30,000, then 5,000. Sewerage tax paid to West Bengal state government 12,000. Now, should we allow this as deduction? No. Why? Because taxes levied by local authority are deductible. However, taxes levied by state government are not deductible. Next, electricity charges to CSC, not chargeable. Interest and fine for delayed payment, not allowed. Total amount deductible, 70,500. However, the total amount deductible will be only 35,000. So, except for municipal taxes paid and water taxes paid to KMC, no other deduction will be allowed. So only 30,000 and 5,000 will be allowed. That is a total of 35,000 of municipal taxes will be allowed as deduction. Now coming to the today's class, standard deduction. Now what is standard deduction? Now the assessee says to the income tax officer that, sir, you are a very smart person. Whether or not I collect rent, you take the income from house property from me. If I have more than one house property, you'll assume that I have given the property on rent and you take the taxes from me for income from house property. What if I incur expenses in the house? Right. We all incur expenses in the house for what? For repair of something, for renovation of something, and other things. Other things mean such as maintenance cost or insurance cost and depreciation cost. These are all the costs. So the assessor says that if I am incurring these expenses, then don't you think that my income is reducing? So the income tax authority thinks for a while and says that you may have incurred some expenses, but it is not necessary that you have incurred the same amount every year. Right. I don't believe you that you have incurred this much expenses in this year and this much expenses in this year. You can provide any bill to me, any uh, artificial bill you can provide in front of me, and you can take everything as deduction. So what does the income tax officer does? Income tax officer, he fixes a percentage. He says that if you don't trust me, then I'll allow you 30% of deduction from the net annual value every year for the depreciation, maintenance, and other expenses for repairs or renovation that you incur. For those expenses, I'll allow you a 30% deduction on the net annual value. That means that the standard deduction under section 24A, this figure, this will be 30% of this figure. Right? Suppose the net annual value is 90,000. So standard deduction under 24A will be 30,000, which is 30%. Sorry, if the net annual value will be 1 lakh, sorry, then the standard deduction will be 30,000, means 30%. Okay. And the income tax officer also says that since I'm providing you with the deduction of 30% every year, then you will not be allowed any of the expenses that you incur. If the problem says that there are repair expenses, there are maintenance expenses, depreciation, insurance, whatever you find, no other expenses shall be allowed as deduction, even if the expenses are more than income from house property. Even if the expenses are more than the actual rent that you are receiving, they will not be allowed as deduction. Only 30% of the net annual value is deductible for 1 year. Okay, so please copy this. Secondly, if you want to write that why standard deduction given, then you can write this. I have already explained this above. Okay, so let's solve a problem on standard deduction. So the net annual value is 10 lakh and expenses incurred are 1 lakh. on repairs, 2 lakh on maintenance, and 50,000, 30,000 on depreciation and insurance each. So what will be the amount of deduction? So in the illustration given, the total expenses incurred by the SSE is 3,80,000. 2 lakh for maintenance, 1 for repair, and 80,000 for depreciation and insurance. However, the standard deduction, however, he will be given the standard deduction. He will not be allowed deduction for each and every item that he is spending on his house property. He will be given a one-time deduction of 30% of NAV, right? So 30% of NAV is 10 lakhs, 30% means 3 lakhs. So 7 lakhs will be the resulting amount. Now there are further deductions like such as interest on loan, which we'll study next. So whatever is the amount given to you for whatever the expenses are given to you that the SSE has incurred for the house property, they will not be deductible. Acha, suppose even if the assessee does not incur any expenses, right? Even if the assessee does not incur any expenses, then what will happen? Then also the assessee will get a 30% deduction. The 30% deduction is fixed and it is irrelevant of whether you incur any expenses or not incur any expenses. Even if you don't incur any expenses throughout the year, you will get a 30% relief from the government, 30% deduction from the government. Okay, so even if the assessee had not spent these amount on repair or maintenance, he would have gotten the standard deduction of 3 lakhs in the given problem. If you have any query, please email me at the email ID I have given you. Okay, so the next step, as you can see in the format, is the interest on loan, right? So let's learn the rules for charging interest on loan as deduction. Okay, interest on loan means if the assessee has taken any loan for the house property, if he has taken any loan for house property for four purposes, right? For four purposes. Suppose he has taken the loan to purchase a house, he has taken the loan to construct his house, repair his house, or renew his house. Okay, four causes. Four, if he takes a loan for these four causes, then the interest that he is paying on the loan shall be allowed as deduction. Clear? What are the four reasons? If he takes the loan for purchase of the house, construction of the house, repair of the house, or renewal of the house, right? If he takes any loan for any of these reasons, then the interest that he paid on loan will be deducted. Okay, now I said paid, right? That the interest he paid on loan, but that is not true. In case of municipal taxes, it was true that the municipal taxes paid only will be allowed as deduction, but not in case of interest on loan, because interest on loan shall be allowed as deduction on accrual basis. Means that suppose for the year 2020, the total interest on loan that you have to pay is 2 lakhs. Okay, the total interest is 2 lakhs, but you pay only 1 lakh 50,000. So what will be the total deduction allowed to you? It will be 2 lakhs, because it does not depend on how much you have paid or not paid. It depends on how much you have to pay this year. Okay, so if a person pays the interest on loan for previous year and next year, so shall we deduct it? No. we'll deduct the interest paid only for this year and which is accrued only for this year. Suppose, look at this small example. So for 2018-19, the assessee had paid 20,000. Now all these payments are made in the year 1920. Okay, all these payments are made in the year 1920. So for 2018 and 19, he paid 20,000 in the year 1920. Means 20,000 was outstanding. He was unable to pay it last year, so he is paying this year. It happens usually. It's very common that you are not being able to pay the interest, and so you pay the interest afterwards. For this year, means for the previous year or current year, he has paid 80,000. Okay, for 1920 he has paid 80,000. Next line, what they said is that he has not paid, but it is outstanding for 1920. So look carefully, what is the total amount payable which should have been paid by the assessee for the year 1920? Which is the amount? It is 80,000 plus 30,000, that is 1,10,000. So the total amount which will be allowed as deduction to the assessee is 1,10,000. It's not very hard if you pay attention. So write down the rules that ABCD, interest on loan shall be allowed as deduction on accrual basis. It will be allowed only for four purposes: purchase, construction, repair, or renewal. Suppose a person has taken a loan to install a home theater in his house, to install anything in his house, so and he's paying interest on that loan, so he won't be allowed the deduction for interest on loan. The loan that is taken should only be for four purposes: purchase, construction, repair, or renewal. And I'm saying this again and again because people make mistake in this part. Next, interest on interest is not allowed as deduction. Suppose if the loan amount is very huge, and it so happens that if you miss to pay the interest once, the interest on interest is accrued. Suppose the loan is of 90 lakh rupees and the interest comes to 9 lakh. Suppose if you miss to pay the interest of 9 lakh one time, what happens? You have to pay additional interest of 90,000. So the amount which should be deductible is only 9 lakh. So 90 lakhs is the loan, interest on loan is 9 lakh, and interest on interest is 90,000. So the deduction allowable will only be the interest on loan, that is 9 lakh. Okay, not 9 lakh 90,000. Lastly, if the original loan is meant for, say, repair, and a second loan is taken to repay the first loan, then the interest on second would also be allowed as deduction. Okay, so what happens? Suppose A has taken a loan from SBI of 50 lakh rupees. He took the loan on January, and he was in a very urgent need of the loan, and he took a loan from the SBI at a high rate of interest, suppose 15%. He took the loan of 50 lakhs for 15% per annum. What happened after 6 months? A found that he can get another loan of 50 lakhs from another bank at a lower rate of interest, suppose 10%. Now he went to, suppose, HDFC Bank, and the bank told him that I can provide you 50 lakh loan only for rate of interest of 10%. So what would a logical person do? Suppose if he keeps the loan in SBI, he will have to pay the rate of interest 15% until he repays the loan. So what did the person do? He took the loan from HDFC and he paid to SBI. So 50 lakhs he took from SBI at 15% and 50 lakh he took from HDFC at 10%. So the total deduction allowed will be what? 50 lakhs, right, into 15%, right? For how many months? From January to September. So 8 months, 8 by 12. And on this amount, again 50 lakh, he'll get a deduction at the rate of 10% for 4 by 12, 4 months. So here the interest will be 5 lakhs and here the interest will be this. So the total amount deductible shall be 6, 7, 6 lakhs, 60,000, 60,000 something. So this was a small example on interest on loan. Okay, so in the next class we'll solve some examples of interest on loan. These are very easy and you can do it if you can. And please send me your homework on my email ID, at this email ID which I have given, and please note that it is very important for you to give me homework as you will be given marks based on your assignments providing. Thank you so much. I hope you have understood today's class, and if there is any problem, please email me your queries.